Hey, what is up, everybody? Sending some positive vibes your way today. Hope it's a good one. Today is Valentine's Day. It's going to be interesting. I hope it's busy. I don't know if it's going to be busy. I hope the offers are good. Something tells me, as you saw in the last video, yesterday for me, they probably won't be. And I made the decision that if I lose platinum, then I lose platinum. I can't, I just can't justify taking these orders that are just terrible. So what we're going to do today is it has to be at least $1 a mile. We are not taking any upside down orders at all. I would prefer them to be about $1.50 a mile at least, but for today's purposes, if it's $1 a mile, we're taking it. Maybe that way we can maintain platinum, but if we don't, then we don't. So let's see how these offers go. As always, I'll show you the ones I accept and the ones I decline. So let's get into today's shift. All right, we got our first offer of the day. It's from Burger King, and per our rules we set today, we accepted it because it was $5.25 for like 3.6 miles. It's not a good offer, but it's at least $1 a mile. And I don't know about you all, but I need to make some money for my Valentine's Day date, which we're actually celebrating tomorrow on Saturday. I'm taking her out to a nice dinner, but she is getting flowers delivered to her today, so that's a nice little surprise that I've always wanted to do for her. We've been married for over 15 years, and I've not ever had flowers delivered to her at work, but today that changes. Let me know what you all did for Valentine's Day. But in the meantime, let's go to Burger King. Well, this is already a better start than yesterday. Dropped off the order and immediately got hit with another offer. This is $4.50 for 1.4 miles. It is from UGAS for liquor. It's a pink lemonade vodka. Pink lemonade vodka. Not what I have in mind for a Valentine's Day alcohol, but to each their own. Speaking of, I do have a feeling that we will be getting probably a pretty decent amount of alcohol orders today. So, fun. It's still, like in the single digits / low teens for the weather chill, or for the wind chill, so hopefully people won't be making me stand outside their house for too long to scan their IDs. So let's go get this alcohol. Boy, it's popping today. I didn't even leave the driveway of that customer before I got hit with another offer. It's not the greatest offer, but it's okay. It's $13 for 11 miles. The problem is it's 2 separate store pickups and then 2 separate drop-off pickups. Those are the worst double stacks. Those are the worst. But it's at least $1 a mile. It is funny that we've already accepted 3 orders in today's shift, and we are about 30 minutes in. And yesterday, I think we had like 4 deliveries in like 4.5 hours. I had a sneaky suspicion people were saving it for today, but at the same time, I'm just getting food and alcohol. But anyways, the other funny thing is that this is our 3rd order that we've accepted of the shift, and we are still at 70% acceptance rate. Okay, so after that last drop-off order, we sat for like 20 minutes didn't get an order. My sister needed to be picked up, so we paused the dash. Then when I was done dropping her off at home, immediately got hit with this order, which on the surface looks not good. It does meet our $1 per mile requirement. It is a double shop and pay pickup for 2 separate drop-offs. It's $23.50 for 21 miles. However, they wanted me to, I thought it was for the Schnucks that's right here that I'm literally sitting in the parking lot. It's for the Schnucks closer down to their delivery place. But they also want me to pick up at Target. And this is the only Target right here across the street from Schnucks. So they wanted me to go to the Schnucks all the way down in the other town and then come back up here and get the Target order. We're not doing that. We jumped to the Target order. That's going to shave a good 10 miles off our delivery. So now we're looking at $23.50 for like 10 miles. That is much better. That's spicy levels. So always be aware if you're taking an order that's a double stack. The other place might be closer, right? So just pay attention, because this could have been a very, very long trip and I just cut it in half. So let's go to Target, then let's go to Schnucks, not the other way around. Spicy. We turned the 21.4 mile initial offer trip into 10.5 miles. Literally cut it in half. For 23 bucks, yeah, we'll take that all day. Our next offer, however, we wouldn't take all day, but we took it anyways because it is at least $1 a mile, which is what we're going by. We're going off of today. It is from McDonald's. It's $8 for like 6.5 miles. You know, whatever. We're doing pretty all right today compared to yesterday. I'll tell you that much right now. So I'll see y'all at McDonald's. I love delivering out into the boondocks. Said no one ever. So I drop off the order, and by the way, they did not have their sidewalk or their walkway cleared, so I almost busted my ass on the way back to the car. But anyways, so I'm walking back to my car, and their neighbor from across the street comes out with no shirt on. This old guy just, I mean, keep in mind, I mean, there's snow on the ground, it's cold. He walks out with no shirt on, starts yelling at me, asking me if I'm from Amazon. I said, no. And he said, are you from Walmart? And I said, no. And he was like, okay. And he walked back inside his house. I guess he's expecting an Amazon and Walmart delivery. I don't know why you would come out shirtless in below freezing weather to greet your delivery people, but one of the joys of living in Missouri, I guess. Speaking of being out in the boondocks, we now got to drive back to our zone, so I'll see you at the next order. Okay, we got our next order, which it took a little bit longer than I thought it would, considering the circumstances. Valentine's Day, Friday, lunch rush, and peak pay being offered. But it was worth the wait, I guess. $6 for 1.2 miles. Sign me up. Let's go get it from McAllister's Deli. Okay, back to McAllister's Deli. This time $5 for 0.8 miles. Let's go get it. I broke the rules just a little bit of the rules that I said at the beginning of the video. While we were in McCallish's Deli, we got an offer, an add-on offer. Qdoba, an additional $5.50 for an additional 5.7 miles. That's not $1 a mile. Declining it would have brought us down to 69% because we are still stuck at 70% acceptance rate. And it was close enough to $1 a mile that I decided to take it. So, you know, let's go. Well, we have officially lost two things. We lost peak pay, that didn't last long, and we lost our platinum status, that also didn't last long. I declined an offer from Subway. It was $5 for like 7 miles, and I forgot to screenshot it. So it'll be interesting to see how that affects our deliveries for the rest of the shift. Maybe we can get back into platinum. We were doing good there. Platinum lasted about a week. And we started from 100% acceptance rate. It's crazy. Boy, it hurts after all that hard work we did to get to 100% acceptance rate, to see silver status. But we got our next order, $7.25 for like 2.1 miles from Dollar General. It is a shop and pay, so let's go shopping. They are completely cleaned out of milk. Oh boy. So while I was filling up gas, I needed to get a little refill. The Dashmobile needed a drink. It was thirsty. I got my next offer, and it is not a good offer. However, it does meet our criteria of $1 a mile. So it's $3.50 for 2.2 miles from Arby's. So again, not a good order, or not a good offer, however you want to phrase it. But it does meet our criteria for today, $1 a mile. So I accepted it. Maybe with this $1 a mile, maybe we'll keep getting $1 a mile. Maybe we'll scratch and claw our way back into platinum. We're still stuck at 69% acceptance rate. So I'll see you at Arby's. So, not only was there a wait on this $3.50 order, but then once I confirmed the pickup, the little note from the customer says, "Be careful, there is still ice on the ground." So you're acknowledging that there's ice on the ground, and I am risking my life. Okay, maybe I might be going over there, but you know, there's ice on the ground in your walkway, driveway, whatever. And you want to tip what? $1? Maybe $1.50? Come on. Really? And it's starting to ice, which wasn't supposed to happen until way later tonight at like midnight. So let's go deliver this $3.50 order. Thank you. So I think I've mentioned this in a previous video. People compliment my Gengar hat all the time. I mean, I love my Gengar hat. I mean, I did buy it after all. My Gengar beanie. You know, you can't see it, right? But this guy, as I'm dropping off this order, this guy driving through the neighborhood stopped his car to roll down his window to yell at me that he liked my hat. Like, you like it that much that you gotta stop in the middle of your own neighborhood to yell at your window? It's been a crazy day today. People yelling at me everywhere, which way. But you know what? At least they're yelling at me not in an angry way. So that's good. All right, let's find out what our next order is. Watch out, everyone. We have a gambling granny in front of us. Oh no. Oh no. Sorry, that was dumb. Okay, update. We are finally getting to the point where we are overriding previous declines. So I declined these two upside down orders, and I noticed that we went to 68%, and then the second decline stayed at 68%. I almost declined this offer from Wingstop. It's not technically $1 a mile. It's 9.6 miles for $9.50. But again, I felt like it was close enough, and I went to decline it, and it showed 68%, so I know that we are now at 69% since I accepted it. Come on, DoorDash. Just give me $1 an offer. Give me $1 a mile offers so I can get back into platinum. That's the criteria for today. But those other two that I declined, no thank you. It was, you know, the Little Caesars one was really bad. But let's go to Wingstop. Maybe, like I said, maybe we can claw our waves. Words are hard. Claw our way back into platinum. So let's go. So I decided to switch zones because the zone that I drove to has P-Pay, so why not? And immediately after clicking switch zones, I got this offer, this spicy offer. It's like $24 and some change for 12 point something miles. Now it is a double stack order, 2 separate drop-offs, and it's liquor, so 2 separate scanning of the IDs, but for $2, maybe even, it might even be more than $2 a mile. I didn't really check. I also didn't see if this puts us back in platinum, but I'll update you if it did. So let's go to Total Wine and More. All right, so we are still not at platinum status. We're still at 69% acceptance rate. Also, that order was $26.10. I don't know why I said 24 before, so that was definitely over $2 a mile. But as you saw in the tips drop off, you know, delivery completion, we didn't get base pay. The peak pay peak pay, not base pay. So I think what happened was, you know, I said I got that offer immediately when I switched zones. Well, I don't think I actually switched zones. They found me an order going back to my zone before I actually switched zones. The positive is I'm already back in my zone, right? But no peak pay. So, but we're gonna stay in our zone. If we get another delivery that goes to a zone that has peak pay, then cool, but I'm not driving all the way to another zone just for $1 peak pay. That ends in about an hour. It would take me 20 minutes to get there, and then it would end in an hour. So we're just gonna stay in our zone and see what happens. That was a nice spicy offer, over $2 a mile, 26 bucks. Took us like 30 minutes. I'd love to do those kind of orders all day. But let's see what our next order is. All right, we declined this 3 margaritas order. It was upside down order, and then we got this order from Walgreens. I think it was like $10.75 for 4.2 miles, and I just checked. We are at 68% again. That's including this acceptance, and we have $2 peak pay now. So I'm glad we stayed here. Hopefully with the $2 peak pay, we'll start getting a lot of orders, because my dash is scheduled in an hour, but I would like to extend it. It wouldn't let me extend it because we're not platinum. So we'll see what happens, but let's go get this Walgreens order. Also, before we go get it, it's another alcohol order. I'm just the alcohol delivery man today, I guess. Don't ban me, YouTube. So they were out of the 750 milliliters, so I had to get the 1 liter. I had to substitute the 1 liter. And this is the same guy that I delivered the Tito's to the other day that has a super nice house. And I know that because Caddyshack Lane same vodka. Like, it's definitely the same guy. Let's go deliver it to him. All right, we got our next offer, which we accepted. It's technically $27 for like 22 miles, I think, or something like that. But it's another one, just like earlier in the shift, where they want us to go up to this place called St. Louis Gyros. Is that how you say it? I always say gyros, but it's apparently not the way you're supposed to say it. Anyways, they want us to go all the way up there and then all the way back down to where we literally are right now to pick up Viviano's.
Take the Missouri 141 exit.
So we're going to go to Viviano's first and see if the order is ready or if there's a short wait. If not, I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do. I really don't want to drive up there, then drive back, then drive all the way back up there again to drop it off to the customer, because they're both going to the same customer. If the Viviano's is ready or has a small wait time, then we cut this trip in half and it becomes $27 for 11 miles, which is super spicy.
Take the Missouri 141 exit toward Fenton Valley Park.
Let's see what happens. Alright, I do have the GPS up, so this lady could have just waited for me to pull out and then she wouldn't have had to squeeze out of her door. Surely you saw me get in the car.
Drive north.
Anyways,
then turn left.
I do have my GPS on, so she's going to talk. I'm sorry. But it was funny because I go in, I walk up to the pickup counter.
Turn left.
There's like tickets up there and there's nobody up there. I'm just waiting patiently. The lady sees me. She kind of looks at the receipts, looks at me, and she goes, "Nothing's ready, bud, so don't even ask," and walked off. And I'm like, that's rude. So I messaged the customer. I'm like, hey, kind of what I just told you guys. They want me to go all the way up there and then come back and then go all the way back up. I would say probably 3-ish minutes. They came out with the order. And keep in mind, I didn't even tell them who I was there for because the lady was so rude. She just brushed me off. I'm like, oh, that's me. And she goes, I'm sorry about earlier. I just saw you and I knew nothing was ready. And I'm like, yeah, it's okay. But like at the same time, that can leave a really bad impression. Like you're rude. I mean, I didn't say that last part, but. So thankfully, and then the customer replied as I was walking out the door saying, whatever makes sense, that's fine with me. And I'm like, well, I already got your order. So it all worked out great. So we just this is twice now today where we've cut a trip in half. We just turned to $27 for 22 miles or whatever, into half of that, $27 for 11 miles, which is a lot more spicy. Let's go to this South County Gyros, whatever the hell it's called. So that order brought us out of our zone. I mean, no surprise, it was like an 11-mile drive. And we switched to the new zone because we went from $2 peak pay to $2.50 peak pay in this zone. And I figured we're already up here, might as well get an extra 50 cents per order. So we accepted this Papa John's. It's $9 for 6 miles. It's alright, it's not bad. So let's go to Papa John's. Well, I have no pizza. Sorry, Dina, I am not waiting 40 minutes for $9. They are slammed. You're going to have to get your heart-shaped pizzas from somebody else because that's crazy. 40 minutes for 2 pizzas. I'm going to wait a couple minutes and see if I get that free unassigned. If not, I'm just going to unassign. But if I wait long, if I wait a little more than 5 minutes, I should get that free unassigned, and we can go pick up the next order. I would like it to do it before 5:29 because that's when the $2.50 peak pay ends. So that's in about 15 minutes. So I'll probably check back in 5 minutes and see if I have that free unassigned option. So we were able to worry-free unassign from that order, and then our next order, Papa John's, which we did accept. It is $8.50 plus for 2 miles. So I'm going to go in and see how long the wait is on this one. If it's like a 20-minute wait, I'll just wait. I'm already here at Papa John's. I need to move somewhere else because if I unassign here again, it's just going to give me another Papa John's order. So we're at 69% acceptance rate, I believe. I didn't check after I accepted this order. So we could be platinum already. I don't know. But let's maybe go get Papa John's this time. All right, Papa John's picked up. We waited about 20 minutes. So, including the order that we unassigned, we probably were here for like 40 minutes total. So, who knows, maybe I should have just waited on the first one, but hopefully this plus will be a big plus, and it was a lot less miles, only 2 miles. Any way you look at it though, Papa John's just put a huge, like, stop into our progress. We were rolling. We need to get away from Papa John's. They are too busy. Too busy. Let's go drop it off. All right, we got our next order. It is a double stack, $14 from McDonald's for 4.1 miles. We love it. That is spicy, spicy, spicy. And we hit platinum again. So we are now platinum. I have a feeling it's going to be a roller coaster. Into platinum, out of platinum, into platinum, out of platinum. Hopefully the orders get even spicier now that we're back in platinum. So let's go deliver this McDonald's and let's see what else we have in store for Valentine's night. So just like that, we're already out of platinum again. What'd I tell you? It wasn't a terrible offer, but it was being delivered to downtown St. Louis, and I'd rather not. As in, I will never dash in St. Louis, downtown St. Louis. This next offer is just outside downtown St. Louis, but I checked, and they're at least neighborhoods, so I don't have to, try and find weird houses on busy streets with one-way driving and stuff. I forget what the offer was. It was like $16 for $11, or $16 for like 11 miles. I tried to screenshot it, but my phone is being laggy, and I had just a few seconds left to accept it. So it's from Walgreens and Dash Mart. So let's go get it. Alright, just pulled up to Dash Mart, and there's literally people lined up to the door. This is a crazy night. Hopefully we can get in and get out. And then where we drop off, unless it's like a crazy, like $5 per order, I did just get a notification that my usual zone is $3 peak pay right now. And I'd rather stop getting farther away from my house. So unless it's like crazy $5 peak pay where we drop off, we are going to pause the DoorDash, and we're going to drive back to my original zone, and hopefully by the time we get there, the $3 will still be active. That was a horrible pickup experience. We did not get in and out there quick. In fact, we were in there for almost 30 minutes. There was other people that have been in there for 40 minutes. It is crazy madhouse in there. I waited almost 30 minutes for toilet paper. That's what they got, toilet paper from Dash Mart. Why couldn't you order that from, like, I don't know, the Walgreens I was just at? It's okay. Everything's going to be fine. Let's go drop it off. We like that $7 peak pay. Thank God for it, because they tipped $1. After all that driving, which took forever, the 30-minute wait in Dash Mart, we could have made so much more money. It did prompt me to switch zones. It wasn't profitable enough. I'm not dashing in University City / Clayton. So I paused the orders. We're going to drive back to our regular zone and take a few more orders. It's going to be like 8 o'clock by the time I get back, and I wanted to stop at 8 o'clock, but if the peak pay keeps going, then we're going to keep going. So I'll see you at the next order. All right, we just got what is probably going to be our last order of the shift. I'm going to stop for a few reasons. For anyone who watches a lot of my videos, you guys know I'm diabetic, and I haven't eaten since 5 p.m. last night, which is very bad for someone who's diabetic. So it's been over 24 hours since I've had anything to eat. I've also been dashing since 9 a.m. It is 8 p.m. right now. And after this order, the peak pay goes down to $1 an hour. So it's from 3 margaritas and Penn Station. It's a double. It's like $17.50 for 9 miles. It is going to take me outside of my zone. So what I'm going to do is, once I drop that order off, I'm going to dash back to my zone. So if I get any orders, right, obviously if I'm already driving home or back to my area, if I can get an order, right, I might as well. Once I get back to my zone, I will end my dash. So if you see me again, that means we got an order going back to our zone. If you don't, then we'll be going over the numbers. Let's go get it. So I guess we were technically at the edge of our zone, and I got this offer from Sauce on the Side, which if we had gotten it earlier, I would have taken, because it's $1 a mile. However, it definitely takes me out of my zone, and it was like delivered by 9 p.m. so probably wouldn't have gotten home by 9, till at least 9:30. So basically, I went to decline it, and with the thought process of, if it puts me under 70%, then I won't decline it, and I'll just bite the bullet and do it, since we do have platinum again. But if it doesn't, if it keeps me at 70%, then I'm just going to decline it, end my dash, and go home. And that's what happened. We are still at 70%, so we still have the platinum. So next time we go out, we could maybe test the catering bag. It'd be fun to see if we get any catering orders. And also, so we ended with over $200. We're like, it's like $211 for 8.5 hours. It's not terrible. It's pretty decent. But it would have been a lot better if it hadn't been for Papa John's and Dash Mart. Between those two stores, in the middle of dinner rush, and the Dash Mart one really gets me because it was toilet paper. Why couldn't they have just gotten that from the Walgreens? Anyways, right in the middle of dinner rush, that was probably about an hour and a half, maybe an hour and 15, probably closer to an hour and 15. An hour and 15 were the time that we were just waiting around for our order to be ready. We could have made a lot more had that not been the case. If they had all been like this last order where they were just ready to be picked up. So let's go over the numbers, and I'll catch you all in the next video.